I'm from Polytechnic Milano. I'm going to present this research activity that is part of our cooperation with Professor Seitoglu at Urbana Champaign. So, we have already seen in some of the presentations dealing with image correlation. One possibility to use image correlation, this was historically one of the first use of the image correlation, was to kind of place some virtual extensometer along the crack front to try to estimate the closure levels. And also more recently there is a possibility of fitting fields displacement for the singular field that try to estimate the let's say the singular stress field and to have some information about closure. So what I'm going to show is some first results that we have obtained about comparison between single crystal and polycrystals. So in particular, I will begin with the activity that was carried out by my former PhD student Silvio Rabolini at Urbana Champaign about Haynes 2030 single crystal, and with some closure measurements with DAC, and then I will show some results that we obtained in Polymate in terms of comparison with a polycrystal. So, first of all, Haynes 130 is a nickel-based superalloy. We considered for this alloy two orientation of the single crystal, a 111 orientation and a 001 orientation. This is the kind of setup that was adopted in Urbana Champaign, with a kind of a small specimen with a length of 8 mm and a width of 3 mm, with an initial notch of 0.5 mm. So the specimen is prepared with a speckle. You see the 001 crystal, and these are the kind of slip bands that we have onto this simple crystal, and the crack propagation plane when the specimen is loaded in tension is along the horizontal direction. While for the 111 single crystal, the crack propagates in a mixed mode condition even if the specimen is loaded in axial loading. And the propagation plane is once again in the same plane family, that is the 100. The experiments were carried out by trying to measure the closure, so it means that starting from the speckled patterns painted onto the surface, the reference image is taken at the minimum applied load, and during one load cycle several images are taken for measuring the full field displacement, so you can obtain this kind of results. And then in this case, since it is the single crystal were anisotropic, we used the solution provided by Xi and Paris for the displacement into the anisotropic body, and we considered a two-term expansion that is considering also the T-stress. So the idea was to try to estimate the key effect from the measurements during one load cycle. So this is fitting for one step of the load. This is the kind of response we can obtain during. We start from the minimum load, we take several measurements of the stress intensity factor, and this is the kind of response. And so what we estimate is the final K, but it's not the absolute maximum K, because it's simply an estimation of our, let's say, an estimation of the delta K effective, because our reference image is taken at the minimum load. But you see there is some, let's say, yeah, there is some effect that are not exactly, let's say, simply elastic. So in this way, we did the measurements both on the two single crystals, and we tried to compare the data. And in terms of a delta K effective, the results are just have been published in a paper in Fatigue and Fracture of Engineering Particle and Structure, and this was the final result. I mean, the U was about, for both the single crystal, was about 0.5, 0.85, 0.9. So the first question is this value of very low closure levels. Is this correct? And then, if it is correct, this value, what it is correct that we have this so low closure levels compared to a polycrystal. So this is more or less the topic of the second part of the of this activity that we have carried out. First of all, some consideration about measurements with BIC. What if this is the prospective evolution of the load that we apply on the specimen? Our understanding is that we take measurements in different points of the cycle, but as you have seen from the previous picture, when we are more or less at the opening load, the stress intensity factor remains the same and then begin to increase. So with DAC from the full field measurements, what we are able to estimate is only something which is very close to delta K effect. But if you imagine this kind of technique, any error in the evaluation of the delta K, then will be a tremendous effect in the evaluation of the closure level. So first of all, we wanted to understand also the effect of how can we carry out the measurements, as also our colleague presented today, on the estimation of the stress intensity. So we carried out experiments onto polycrystals, onto, let's say, standard specimen taken from polycrystal in 230 alloy. The specimen, they had more or less the same proportion and as the same specimen that we adopted for the single crystal. The same proportion just for having, it was a point that was mentioned today by Rainer Wittmann. In a specimen we never have or plane stress or plane strain. What we can only aim to is to have the same constraint factor. So the same constraint factor can be only achieved if you take the same, let's say, proportion of the specimen. So first of all, we had carried out some experiments also on other alloys, and we had some doubt about how we can apply BIC for estimating the closure levels. And first of all, we did some finite element analysis to try to understand what could be the precision on estimating the stress intensity factor from measurements ahead of the crack. Here there is a gray area that cannot be seen, so we examine what can be the precision in estimating the stress intensity factor by the dimension of the digital image correlation. And this is the result that we could obtain. So the colors are not exactly the same on my screen, but we considered a simple regression with the singular fields, a regression considering also the distress, and then regression also considering three terms. And this is the result. That with the distress, at least with a crack that is approximately, let's say, 0.2 or 0.3 for a cent specimen, as we increase the area, then we can have a big error in the estimate of the stress intensity factor. While with the singular field or the distress or the three terms, we can have very precise result only if we are very close to the crack tip. It means that if we only look at the singular field, then the measurements are perfect. Otherwise, we are adding some artifact on our measurement. So the key point is the extension of the area ahead of the crack tip. So onto the polycrystal made of Haynes, we made a comparison considering areas. This was made onto a crack of 1.8 millimeter, an area of 300 microns versus an area of 600 microns. If we consider an area of 300 microns, this can be the measurement. We increase the load, and this is the final stress intensity factor. And so, we can estimate this kind of delta K effective. Oppositely, if we take the very big area and we make an overestimation of the stress intensity factor, and we could end up with a measurement, this is the final measurement of the cycle, which is very close to the theoretical stress intensity factor. So you would end up saying that there is no closure if your measurements are not correct. So it is very important to have a careful choice of the area for doing the measurements. Otherwise, your measurements are not so correct. So, starting from this background, we understood that the measurements based on the full field are kind of are not so robust. I mean, we have to choose carefully the area, and then it also depends on the dimension of the crack with respect to the dimension of the specimen. I mean, the precision with respect to the 2 terms or the 3 terms, does it depend? It depends on the crack size. So we decided to switch to another approach, to the idea of applying the virtual crack opening displacement. So for a crack here you have measurements that were taking at different distances from the crack tip. From 300 microns from the crack tip you can estimate an opening level which is approximately 20% of the maximum load. If you go up near the crack tip at a distance of 150 micron, you end up with an opening load which is approximately 30%. And then if you go 50 micron ahead of the crack tip, your opening load goes up to 40%. So it means that also in this case with the COD, we have a tremendous effect of the distance where we take the opening loads. So we decided to concentrate on measurements that were taken very close to the crack tip. It is very close, it is a distance between 50 and 100 micron. So we carried out the experiment both as a stress ratio of 0.1 and a stress ratio of -1. Approximately our range for stress intensity factor range was between 15 and 20, and this was approximately the result for stress ratio 0.1. The U, that is the ratio of the delta sigma effective versus total, is approximately 0.5, and at stress ratio -1 it is approximately 0.3. So on the top of these results, we aimed at comparing the results obtained with different specimens. First of all, we obtained the crack growth curve for the same material at a very high stress ratio of 0.7. And these are the results. So if you consider the 3 different stress ratios, we can have a very different growth rate. Then obviously, according to the Haynes concept, if you consider delta K effective, all the results are collapsing together. So this is just to say that for us the result only from local COD are reliable enough for doing this condensation of the data. So on the top of this result, we reanalyzed the results onto the single crystal. And instead of considering the delta K effective estimated from the stress intensity factor, we consider the U values that were obtained from measurements at near the crack tip. Both in mode 1 for the 001 single crystal, or also in mode 2 considering the inclined crack. So, and the values are increased from 0.1, they increase approximately to 0.2 for mode 2 and 0.4 for mode 1 for the 111 single crystal, and approximately they are increased from 0.1 to 0.2 for the 001 single crystal. And then, if you estimate the delta K1 effective and delta K2 effective in this way, now the data on the single crystal effectively they do collapse very close to the effective growth rate of the material. So the important result for us is that the experimental data point on single crystal, they will tend to collapse into the same curve as same effective curve as the polycrystal, and it looks that the single crystal have closure levels that are significantly lower than the polycrystal. What can be the reason? First reason, this is the real part of the crack in the polycrystal specimen. So the crack is meandering, and this is inducing to roughness induce the crack closure. And then we can also have some other effects, like for example the ones that we have measured onto gamma titanium aluminium alloys. This is for example the digital image correlation of the residual strains onto a specimen where the crack has run over the specimen. You see that in the regions where there are different microstructures, we can have a lot of residual strains, so a lot of energy dissipation. So that's the end of my talk. So the conclusion that we have taken in this activity is that for us, for estimating closure levels, the COD measurements are much more reliable. Unfortunately, you have to take them close enough to the crack tip. It looks that closure levels in single crystals are significantly lower to the ones of polycrystals, and this is not a conclusion, but rather, I would say, a starting point of an activity. I would say it is an opinion, but it's open for discussion that perhaps this reduction of closure is due to the absence of those phenomena like roughness or different grains that we are used to have in polycrystal. Thank you very much for your attention.